one of the things for me that is paramount to me feeling safe on the road is being ready. Because if you stay ready, you are prepared for anything that might come your way. And as a Black woman traveling solo around this country with the political climate and the shambles that it is right now, yes, the shambles that it is in. And with that being said, make sure you are checking that your voter registration is active, because some funny things are happening these days with voter registration. So make sure you check with your state on a regular basis to make sure that your registration to vote is active. And if it is not active, take the proactive measures to make sure that you're able to cast your vote, because your voice is only heard when you cast your vote. Okay? So I don't want to hear nobody complaining about what's going on in the country or in your local area if you didn't cast a vote. Because if you didn't cast a vote, you have no say in what is going on in the world around us, okay? I digress, but again, I need to stay ready so that I don't have to get ready, because getting ready means I'm going to lose precious time getting myself to a place that's safe, or even seeing something that I wanted to see. Like, for instance, we had the eclipse earlier this year. If you didn't have the right glasses, you couldn't see the eclipse. So you had to order those ahead of time so that when the eclipse came, you could actually look up and see the beauty of the eclipse. Stay ready. Hey! So we don't have to get ready. And that's also a reason why I'm drinking this smoothie, because my quality of life has to be on point, especially as I mature and become a seasoned person walking in this body. But I want to talk to you because I don't know if you all remember when I first started my epic road trip, not even 2 weeks into it, my solar system just lost its everlasting mind, okay? And had I not had some preparedness items, and I'm going to link that video over here or over here, I'm not sure which side, but I will link that video also about the repair, but more importantly about the items that kept me from not pulling my hair out and not being afraid, because I had power banks, I had heat outside of my diesel heater, because my diesel heater is run by my solar, my electrical system, which is run by my solar. So I had everything that I need to eat. I had water, I had power. However, what I realized is that I needed more power. So I was so excited when EBL reached out to me about partnering with them, and they sent me this amazing power bank, portable power bank. And I wanted to share it with you because, again, if you don't have to get ready and you're always ready, you are ready for anything that may come your way that pops off. And this little power bank, and it is little, and I love that. That is one of the things that I love about this power bank, is that it is little. But let me show you the power bank. And as I'm showing you the power bank, let me just tell you, this little thing, it packs a punch, okay? To be as small as it is, but I love the fact that it has a small footprint in my van, because as you know, when you're in a van or a car or an SUV, you can come on, sweetie. When you're in a van, a car, or SUV, or even an RV, I don't care. It's a small space, or even a tiny home, whatever that may be for you, right? The space in your home is prime property, prime real estate, okay? So the fact that this is small and doesn't take up a lot of space is perfect for me. Now, I've been using this power bank for a few months now because life just kept happening. And I'm glad that I had an opportunity to use it for a few months, because the review that I'm going to give you is truly an honest review. Even if I only use it for a day, I would still give you an honest review. But I can give you a review that will help you make a wise decision for yourself if you decide to invest in getting a power bank like this one, or this specific power bank. Let me just turn it around for you. Look at how cute she is. And look, I can hold it with one hand. Actually, I think I could use this for exercising. Look at that. Actually, I'm not even sure how much it weighs. I think it weighs like maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. I'll have to look at the specs, but it's not heavy at all. I also love that it has this handle. I have a different brand power bank that is about the same wattage. This is a 300 watt. No, it's a 288 watt. You know what? Let me look at the box, because there's no sense in me trying to remember everything. It is a 300 watt, 288 watt hour power bank. You can see it right there, okay? And this little baby, she be handling things for me, okay? Yes, she is. It's a she. It's a she, okay? Argue with your mama. This is a she, okay? She has been handling things for me. And again, I love the fact that it has a handle, because the other brand that I have, it has a handle, but it is not movable. It doesn't move out of the way, which again helps with space saving, because I can actually pack something on top of this if I needed to. Or if I needed to sit it on top of something, it has a flat surface versus a curved surface, which makes it a little bit more difficult for me to pack anything, especially where I would keep it in Nina Simone, which would be in my cab area. So I love that about this cute little power station. What I also love about this power station is how many things that I can actually charge at one time with this power station, because it has the DC to DC charging, which is when you plug it into like that power outlet, and it comes with, let me show you, it comes with the actual cord so that you can charge it. The one thing that I do dislike about this particular cord is too short. It has no length. It could be at least another 2 to 3 feet. That would be amazing, because yeah, it would be much easier for me. Yeah. So, but that's the only thing. But you can charge it with this, but you can also plug other items in that use this particular type of power supply. So if I needed to charge, let's say, I don't know what, oh, I know what. If I wanted to use, I have a little vacuum that has the DC power output, right? I could plug in my little vacuum that I wasn't carrying with me, but now I can carry it with me. I can use that to vacuum from time to time. So I love that. And this is also what you would use to charge it, because this end is the charging port. So it would just go right here, and you just plug it up to your cigarette lighter while you're driving, and you can charge it. If you're like me, I have DC ports inside my van. I have one beside my bed and one also at the entrance of the vans on the side. So I charge right there while I am driving. Works perfectly. That's one way to charge it. And again, because it's so small and it doesn't take up a lot of space, I can just push it out of the way, and it is out of sight, out of mind, because it could be a trip hazard if it wasn't. If it was really big, it would definitely be a trip hazard. But because it's so small, I can just maneuver it into small spaces. Again, small but mighty. space saving, okay? That's another thing I love about it. The other thing is you can charge this baby with at an electrical outlet. So if you go into Starbucks, into a library, or if you end up staying at a hotel, or heck, you're at home like I am right now, all you have to do is just plug it into a regular 110-volt outlet and it will charge it. It will charge it, I would say, in 6 to 7 hours, I think is what around the time frame is. Using the DC to DC outlet, it would take probably a couple hours more, depending on, of course, how full it is. If it gets down to 0, it's going to take some hours. I have tried charging it both ways with the DC to DC and by plugging it in. And of course, it does charge faster. You get 60 watts of input going into it, up to 60 watts to charge it. So when you plug it into a household outlet or 110 outlet, you're getting more wattage coming through than you're getting from your plug-in to a DC outlet most times, okay? So that's why it takes longer. But that's 2 ways to charge it and keep her up to date. And because she's tiny, and I'm going back to the tiny again, because I have seen people with the bigger power banks, and I do have a bigger power bank, and I think I want a bigger one because it just makes sense for times like when I might need to run everything on that particular power bank. But that's another story for another day. But I speak about that because when you're going into Starbucks or the library or somewhere and you need to charge your device, you kind of want to be a little inconspicuous, and the bigger they are, the less inconspicuous you can be. So this little one is so cute. I mean, you can kind of just walk in. Nobody's really paying you any attention. You can put it inside of a tote bag and just plug in and do what you got to do. So I love that. Again, size matters in this particular instance for me with this power bank. So we already talked about 2 ways that you can charge. You can also charge this with solar panels. I was not gifted the solar panels, and I'm not going to invest in the solar panels at this time to charge it because I don't have a need to. These 2 ways work perfectly for me. But you can charge this with solar panels that are made specifically for this power bank. I also think you can possibly buy generic solar panel, 100-watt solar panel, and charge it as well. So you could use the solar, our beautiful solar system, to charge it, or plug it into a 110 volt, or plug it into a DC outlet either in your vehicle or even on another battery bank if you need, a power bank if you need it. So love it, love it, love it, love it. I really, really like this little power bank. Let's talk about some of these things. Y'all, I'm thirsty. Ugh. I'm thirsty and I'm a little hungry, so let me get some of this smoothie. Y'all, it's so good. This smoothie is so good. It has cherries, strawberries, banana, lacanata, kale. I think that's the name of it. I have some spinach in it, ginger, a little bit of honey. And the only reason why I put honey is because I used 2 different types of protein. I used a collagen protein, and I also used another protein that I wanted to get rid of. So I mixed them together and I could taste that other protein. But it's so good. It's so, oh, and I have yogurt. I used a Cocoa June yogurt, coconut water, and some oat milk in this smoothie. That's a lot, isn't it? Maybe I need to think about. It tastes good though. It tastes so good. Another thing that I love about this power bank, other than its size and the 3 ways to charge it, is that it has a light on here. It's called an SOS light, and it very well could be used as that. I have not used it as that, but I think it is a really great feature, especially if something is going on and you need to be found. The light can help you be found. So that's a really great feature to have, especially for someone who is doing backpacking and maybe going through a hiking trail or something, of that nature. I don't see a need for it for me right now. However, I have used it at one of my campgrounds when I was hosting one of our BWWRV, Black Women Who RV, virtual camp, chat, and chill events. It got dark and I was using this power bank and I turned the light on and it was perfect. So I loved it for that. So I'm sure there are other ways that you can use it. You can figure out how to use it for yourself, but it's there if it's ever needed. The other thing that I like about this power bank is that when I turn on the little power, I get to see everything that is going on with this unit. For instance, 82% charged, and none of the ports are actively engaged right now. However, if I press the DC port, if you look in this corner right here, you can see that it's showing that the DC port is on and 0 watts are being used. And that's because there's nothing plugged in. I can do the same thing with the USB. It tells me that it's on, and I can do the same with the AC. Now, I'm going to plug in. Let's see when we plug in something to the AC port. I'm going to charge my phone. Now it shows 9 watts are being used to charge my phone. When I press the buttons, it turns off those ports, so no power. And if I turn this one off, there's no power and my phone is no longer charging. Now, as much as I love the small footprint of this EBL power station, I love that it has multiple ways for me to charge. I love that it has a number of outlets so that I can charge multiple things at once. There are a few things that I do not like about this EBL power station. They aren't huge, but they matter to me. The first thing is that this is not a LiPo4 battery that makes this thing operate. It is a lithium phosphate battery, which you heard anything about the lithium phosphate batteries, they do have a tendency sometimes to explode. I don't like that. I wish this was a LiPo4, which is a better type of charging or type of battery. It would make it a 10 out of 10 if it was LiPo4. That's the first thing. The second thing is I hate that my DC charging cord is so short. I mean, come on. Look at how short this is. I wish it was at least 3 feet or more longer. I would rather have an excess of cord where I could maneuver it, because you never know where you might have to charge it. For instance, if I wanted to, I can't use it to charge if I'm back in the back part of Nina Simone. I have to have it right up on the DC outlet. So that's a little bit of a pain. But that's not a deal breaker for me. It works. I make it work. But I do wish it was about 3 feet longer. That's the second thing. And the third thing that I do not like is that Even though this has pass-through charging, meaning if you are charging the power station, you can still charge other items while it is being charged. The only caveat to that is you cannot charge on the AC outlet while it is being charged. I can do that on a different brand power station, and I love that, but I cannot do it on this one. I'm not sure why. It is in their manual that you are not supposed to do it, and I just haven't called them or reached out to them to figure out why. But that's a pet peeve of mine. I want to be able to charge everything on each of the power outlets, you know, for me to do what I want to do. But that's, and again, none of those are deal breakers. However, the first one is huge for me. I do wish it was a LiPo4 battery. Other than that, I love this little EBL, and she will be in rotation. So I'm excited. I'm excited, especially now with the weather changing and having fewer hours of intense sunlight. Power stations are going to be bay, fall, winter, and spring until we get more hours of sunlight. So I will definitely be utilizing this baby as often as possible to make sure I keep those things that I use on an everyday basis charged. Like, for instance, my speaker, my phone, my computer, my cameras, and things like that. So if you are looking for a small, space-saving, small footprint, powerful, multifaceted type of power bank for your home, for your car, for your RV, because even though it's small, it packs a big punch. And we just experienced Hurricane Helene, and I do believe that a lot of people would have fared very well if they had even a small power bank, because I do know family members and friends who did not have power banks or generators, and you're like, why? Because this ain't our first rodeo going through natural disasters. But just having a power bank in your house, even if it's only 300 watts, it is better than having nothing at all, because this could be the difference between being able to connect with family members, loved ones, emergency personnel, and things of that nature. So this is a very good buy, and if I'm not mistaken, this is on sale. I'll make sure that the link to it is in my description. And yes, I do get a few coins. I make a little bit of commission if you make a purchase by using that link. So I want to thank you in advance for using the link in the description if you decide to make a purchase. Thank you again for being here. I hope that I shared something, did something that helped you, educated you, inspired you, encouraged you in some capacity, especially if you are new to the channel. If you are a Liberated Soul OG family member, thank you for always being there. I really, really appreciate it. So I'm gonna let you all go because I got things I got to do, like get ready to hit the road and make sure my power stations are charged up and ready to go, because I think she was at 82%, so I need to put her back on the charger and get her charged up, because I will be hitting the road soon and I want to make sure we are good to go. But before I go, I need you all to do me a favor. Y'all know what y'all need to do, right? I need you all to continue to plant those seeds. Not just plant them, I need you to nurture them, because they need to be watered, they need some fertilizer and all those things too. They need some attention so that you can continue to grow, thrive, and flourish, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to create and live the life that you deserve and desire. You got to put the work in. I know it's hard sometimes, and I know it may be a little bit scary, but I am a living testimony that if you do the work, if you continue to dream the dream and do the work, that it will come to pass, okay? So I believe in you. I just need you to believe in you as well. All right? I love you all, and I will see you in the next video.